didn't realize how young he was.
Yeah, he just celebrated his birthday yesterday or day before.
Yeah, is that 22?
Yeah. So I mean, and he does have great composure, and he likes the pressure. A lot of people can't say that. He actually likes the pressure and does a great job with it. So I look for some really good things. He's had some really good outings here at the part-time bowler store too. He's tough. He's a competitor.
Yeah, I mean, especially after showing the performance that he did last Friday, he can definitely handle it. And he had a few games where, I mean, he was within 10 pins of cashing pretty much probably 5 of the 8 games at least.
Well, Johnny, you've been around bowling a long time, right?
Yes, sir.
You've seen so much. We're in our 4th year here, with the part-time bowler store, and I'd say I'm pretty happy with where we're headed, where we came from, and where we are today. I think we're received pretty well here in St. Louis area. I'm looking to possibly get some events up in the Peoria area, Springfield area, expand out and go. We've gone to Cape Girardeau. I'm not opposed to going to Kansas City, where a house has contacted me. But anything you'd like to see us do differently that we're not doing? I mean, I'm going to take advantage since I'm here in the booth with you and got a little one-on-one time. I mean, you can tell me, we're at the game change. What do you think?
No, you're absolutely right. I like the direction this is going, and I'm glad Andre kind of discovered the tour a couple of years ago and then started wanting to come down here, because we have nothing like this in the Peoria area. Everything around there is handicapped. So, to me, those are always iffy. You never know what you're getting, especially people from out of town. Scratch is a way to go. And I don't know how, I would love to have something like this in the Peoria area or Decatur, Springfield, something like that. I don't know how these bowlers travel, how the St. Louis bowlers travel. I think you would get plenty of support from the bowlers in central Illinois, but I think it would be outstanding if you would expand a little to the north, or like you said, to the west.
Well, that is our intention. We want to make sure that the training wheels aren't needed anymore.
Yeah.
And that, we've worked really hard to put a model together that we found now that it does work. We've got our flow of our tournament is good. We're on a par with what some of the bigger tournaments in the country are doing as far as game time and getting done in a timely manner.
Sure.
David Jones in the house, folks. David Jones. I'm sitting here watching some of our visitors. I call them visitors first time. Scott Merritt, national tour and pro on a senior PBA 50, and he had some opportunity at the time to come down here. We got Steve Taylor and his brother Sammy that paired up from the Peoria area.
Right. You got Andy Stone.
Andy Stone's down here.
So Mike Bugren is also from the Peoria area.
Exactly right.
You've got a few guys here, a handful of guys. I was glad to see that as well.
Well, it's nice to see the seasoned veterans like that. The guys that do a lot of traveling could really have their pick of the litter. They can go anywhere to bowl, and they choose to come here. So, of course, we're excited about Kyle Sherman, our own Kyle Sherman, who grew up right here in St. Louis and is doing incredible things on the PBA. It's probably about the only thing that, I hope I don't get in trouble with this, about the only thing I like that Rob Stone said is that he calls him Kid Dynamite. The kid's dynamite in the bag, and he really is. You won't hear any hand bones on the part-time bowler tour, folks. There will be no hand bones on the part-time bowler tour.
I don't know. I think that was 2 of them right there, Larry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, I must have been gnawing on one of them or something. But
you must have been going to Tubby's, I guess.
Yeah. But no, I tell you, the addition of Ricky Matsko and the live stream this year has just really also added a new flavor. The guys really like it. The guys enjoy being able to tell their friends to see them on
Absolutely.
the
It's
live stream. And,
fantastic. Yeah.
I mean, how many viewers have we hit?
I mean, we're fluctuating between 20 and 40. Unfortunately, with the we're having some internet issues that every like half hour we keep resetting the stream. But I mean, 20 to 40 is a pretty good number, especially with the number that are coming through. So
Per hour, you mean?
yeah. But yeah, and going back to the model and the tournament and everything like that, 35 teams on a Sunday morning of all right, I want to point this out. In St. Louis bowling, we have 35 teams made up of a bowler over 50 and under 50 that actually came out and bowled on a sport pattern. In St. Louis, folks. Sorry, I just wanted to throw that out there. My opinions may not reflect. What's my disclaimer right here? My opinions are my own opinions. WarwickSTL. They may not reflect the direct opinions of the Part-Time Bowlers Tour. Thank you for tuning in on Twitch.tv. This is WarwickSTL, joined by Johnny and Larry. How are you guys? Take it away.
Well, you know, the nice thing is that, you know, we are on a pattern today, and you know, there might be a little bit of discrepancy. Great shot by Andre right there. His dad gave him the old, you know, the clutch shot. But it's called the Big Ben. It's not a house shot. It's not a terribly hard. It's called, actually, it's Kegel Challenge pattern is what it is. But it's a movement away from, to give some of the guys that have wanted to bowl on some tougher stuff without just killing them, without going to the extreme of, you know, like what we saw in the Midnight Bowlers Association.
Right.
But in August 18th at West Park Lanes, Jerry Anderson's house over in Columbia, Illinois, we will have a true singles standalone sports shot. We've already got some added money. Got a great sponsor. You know, and I want to thank Suntrip Automotive and you know, for their extremely generous sponsorship of our live streaming. You know, but we've got some local sponsors too. Bruce David at St. Charles Boat and Motor. Mark Hood. Mark Hood's bowling. He's on the TV pair right now. He's a shelter insurance agent. He not only, you know, supports us as far as bowling, but he contributes. He donates money to the tour, to the players. He sponsors our Ultimate Challenge every year to the winner of the championship match. You know, an extra $300 here, $400, depending on what it is each year. You know, we've got, and Matt, he's a longtime local member. He's a member of our St. Louis City USBC Hall of Fame. He's a member of the Missouri State Hall of Fame. And he loves this sport. You know, he took some time off for injuries. He's back strong as ever, too.
Right. Just getting a strike on our live stream here, too.
Yeah, he sure did. So, you know, we really appreciate everything that people are doing to help us be successful and to help us promote what's going on here with the live stream, to bring you to have an opportunity to have somebody like Johnny Campos and Rich Weber come in, sit in a booth for as long as they have, and you know, I mean, there's knowledge there that you know, you can't buy that kind of talent.
Right. It's a lot of fun to hear, like, the behind the scenes, and, you know, just the stories shared back and forth just in this broadcast was just a lot of fun to be a part of, and hopefully you guys out there enjoyed it too, to hear kind of the other side of things and the fun stories. And I mean, that's what makes a live stream just fun to be part of, is just being able to kick back and enjoy the sport that we love, bowling.
Yeah, I've been pretty fortunate. I mean, my career in bowling is just almost a fantasy for me as a bowling fan, because when I first started working for the PBA, and I'm going, wow, there's Dick Weber, there's Carmen Salvino, there's Nelson Burton Jr. I mean, people that I had idolized for years, and all of a sudden I was going to be working with them every day.
Right.
As a bowling fan, you have no idea what that's like. And
it's like, did they just call me by name? Like, yeah. Know it confidently?
You know, the coolest thing that ever happened to me recently was at the Hall of Fame, USBC Hall of Fame dinner a couple of weeks ago. Glenn Allison was there, all right?
Yeah.
Now,
still bowling.
The year, the the year he shot 900, he did it with a Columbia yellow dot, right? And at the time, Columbia was in San Antonio, as I mentioned. So the week after he did it, Columbia flew him to San Antonio. And I interviewed him. I was working for the paper there, and Harry Page, another bowling writer from another paper, they took him there so we could interview him. So I met him, 40 years ago. So I went up to him. I had to see him again. I said, I got to take a picture with Glenn Allison, right? So I go over there. I introduce myself. He turns around, looks at me, goes, "I know you." And he goes, "You were," he starts telling me where he met me. I mean, this guy's as sharp as a tack. Still,
wow.
That made my year.
Yeah, that's. We were so fortunate as kids, when here in St. Louis, we had something called the Junior Archway Association, and it was patterned after the PBA. There was something that Don McLaren and Ray Orff and Peggy Voss and I'm gonna miss a name, I know. Anyway, they patterned this event for the junior bowlers, scratch events like the Pro Tour, and Leroy Barnhop, Pete Weber, Boise Huber, all these guys that have gone on to do great things on the tour. Rowdy Morrow. There's a whole list. I don't even want to try to start to name the names because I'll certainly miss some people. But from the ground up, teaching us the game, teaching us respect for the game, and on any given Saturday, you turn around and there's Dick Weber, there's Ray Bluth.
Fantastic.
The greats.
Sure.
They're there for us. Norm Myers. They're there for us kids watching us. Mr. Weber was most certainly watching Pete when he wasn't swimming, but he was not above grabbing one of us and helping. Hey, you look like you can do this or this, and give you a little pointer. And we were all smart enough to certainly listen back then. And we have a great, rich history here in St. Louis of some incredible bowlers, and my hope and desire is that the part-time bowler store can always pay tribute to that, and that we can represent this sport the way it really truly deserves to be represented, and that people will know that we are doing this for the right reasons. We're not doing this to get rich. We're not doing this to line our pockets. We're doing this not to compete with any other tournament group that's out there, but to improve the notoriety of our game, to increase the number of people who are playing it, and to promote good sportsmanship on the lanes.
I think it would also give some of the junior bowlers something to aspire to bowl, because there are some, if you're a junior bowler, you can bowl college, then maybe the PBA Tour, but there's something else. There's something else you can bowl for a long time. You can go senior events, there's under senior events, there's mixed events, and I think this will give them just so much more opportunity to bowl, and that's going to do nothing but help this grow, I think.
Well, I agree, Johnny, and you talk about senior events. Since 1980, here in St. Louis, Reynold Blondin has run the Grand Prix Tours, and it's the Grand Prix Senior Tour that bowlers who are turning 50 in that calendar year and above come out and compete amongst themselves without the young kids, and it's just a great event for senior bowlers that want to still get those competitive matches in and bowl for a prize. The cool thing about what I believe we have here in St. Louis is we've got a lot of the younger bowlers. We have several juniors who have bowled our events with the USBC waiver, and we've put money in their scholarship funds. We've had a couple of juniors that not only cash, but have come close to winning everything. Spencer Robart out of Springfield, Missouri, has done well.
Rich Weber mentioned him, yeah.
This kid is unbelievable. Caleb House out of the out of the Tosi area. Another one, just great young talent. And they're just two. There's many more. Garrett Jolly's going to be coming up here real soon, and he's bowled in one of our events already. But having the opportunity to let juniors bowl and getting them used to bowling, like you said, if they're not in college, they've got something to keep them going, something to bowl for.
And we were talking earlier about how that the USBC waivers and things like that are getting the younger bowlers even being able to bowl like PBA events with the USBC waiver, and how that is just getting them to the next level that much earlier. So the talent and the ability of some of these younger bowlers coming up is just going to be incredible, because I was mentioning how, a while ago, once you moved up to the adults, that would be your first PBA event. Now they've got the PBA experience under their belt, and they're walking up and they're going, that's just another tournament for me. They don't have those jitters or those, that's a new experience. They're doing these things. I mean, I'm curious to know what the youngest bowler of a PBA event has been.
Well, it was probably Spencer Robards.
Yeah.
Spencer, I think when he was 12 years old,
12.
That's right.
actually went and cashed.
Yep.
And I think that is the first time that Rich had an opportunity to see him. If I remember the story, the way his mother told me is that Rich had run in the event, plenty going on, and here's Spencer, 12 years old, little left-handed two-hander, and all of a sudden he looks up and here's his 12-year-old kid. He's in the cash. So Rich actually came over to find out who he was. And
We'll see you tomorrow.
well, Spencer's done a great job. I think he's 15 now.
Yeah, we were thinking 15, 16, somewhere around there.
I don't know if he's 16 yet, but and shame on me for not knowing that. But Spencer has done a great job of marketing Spencer. But I will tell you this, and I said this when I first met him. I don't know if I've ever. He is a walking encyclopedia of knowledge inside a young man's body. He is courteous. He is knowledgeable about our sport, and he will sit there and talk to people as long as they want to talk about bowling. He'll talk. And he doesn't just do all the talking. He listens. If he's got something that he can help in his, even at his young age, a lot of knowledge, he'll talk. But if he needs to listen, he's smart enough to be quiet and listen when there's somebody in that he can glean something from. So it's a pleasure watching him.
And to have somebody that young already have that ability to recognize that is above and beyond.
That reminds me a lot. I was talking to Rich about Anthony Simonson. That I wrote about Anthony when he was 12. I first met him when he was 12. But and he at that time he had 5 300s, a couple 800s, and the week I was there at Plano Super Bowl in Plano, he shot 300 like 830 that week bowling a junior tournament. So I knew this kid. You could tell he was a two-hander. And he was a pro shop rat. All he wanted to do was soak in as much information as he could. And it sounds like to me like this kid's heading in the same direction.
Yeah, Spencer's brother owns a pro shop down at, I think it's Andy Beans in Springfield. And Blake DeMore, his brother is a touring player, and he runs a pro shop. And Spencer never misses an opportunity to A, learn more about bowling, B, talk about bowling, C, bowl. He's very serious about what he does. I don't know exactly how many 300s and 800s he's already got, but in a very young span of time, he has won several of the junior gateway events. He is a 3-time Storm Youth champion of the Storm Youth Championship 3 times, and the one time he didn't win, he finished second.
And he also did under 15 junior gold, right?
He's won the under 15 junior gold. He'd be a great person to write a story about.
Sounds like it. Wow.
And he also has some style too, as far as his outfit selection goes. He always
He's a
matches-
loudmouth, yeah.
He always matches the shirt with the pants and has some fun combinations out there. And what's funny is that he has been bowling. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think that he's 15 or 16 because he bowled in our bowling tournaments back in like 2009, 2010. He definitely threw it a lot differently than he does now. He used to. I just remember he threw the ball, and then he would like be looking straight down. Then he kind of flip his head back and not really.
He has no 10 pin. Only 17.
We'll keep an eye on that, I guess.
He has no 10 pin.
Oh, he just noticed. You're good.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good shot. Oh, close shot there on the 6, 7, 9, 10 on 16. I thought we were going to get a shot of that being picked. But yeah, it's talking about Spencer and just how good he is as a representative of everything. We have, I'm sure somewhere on YouTube, we had this clip where we brought him into the booth when he was probably 10, 11 years old. And it was when the sub-dye jerseys were really starting to get popular. And he actually had a car on it that is, I guess his grandpa had left both of them cars. And he kind of talked about the whole backstory. And I mean, you want to talk about like a hard-to-watch tear jerker of an interview. Like, just the kid is just the natural on the mic. Even at that young of an age, it's crazy to think that he was bowling when probably 9, 10 years ago in those tournaments. Because that was when we were first getting started. I mean, I was talking with somebody the other day about all the different live stream platforms that we have been through over the last 10 years live streaming now. And a majority of them do not exist anymore, I'm realizing, which is crazy. The Facebook memories, that thing kind of, it brings up good memories and oh my gosh, what was I doing memories. Like, watch our live stream on this random site that doesn't work anymore. But I feel like YouTube and Twitch are going to be the ones that are here for quite some time. I mean, when you got backers like Google and Amazon, I don't think you're going to go anywhere anytime soon. So we got John Ralston.
Yeah.
Front 5.
Yeah, just absolutely welded a 10 pin there.
And I've seen a couple of bowlers the last few shots have some trouble with the approaches.
Yeah, I was talking to Rob Johnson, my son's partner, and he said that he basically had to plant at the blind because it was just, he couldn't slide.
Yeah. And we were kind of worried about that, especially with the weather outside and the rain and everything like that. But that's just kind of a characteristic of the approaches. I don't know why after 5 games it just kind of pointed out to me, but unfortunately you can't really see it with the graphics underneath. You kind of see it at the bottom, but the lights on these scoring panels just like kind of almost make like the colors just come out almost like they're black light. You can see over here on the rack just kind of the orange and green swirl just really popping out. It's pretty cool. It's a nice little addition to scoring, and it's funny to be back here at Plaza Lanes because I believe the last time we live streamed they still had the old school Brunswick little push panels and the big old monitors and everything, and now it's fully upgraded and looks great. Looks great around here. We got Ray Spink up on the left-hand lane, right split. Comes in a little light for a 2-pin. Ray was a fellow commentator last week at the Midnight Bowler Society. Did a great job. He's actually going to be coming up here on Saturday. We'll bring you more live bowling action from the BPA Missouri State High School Championships, and Ray is going to be on the call with me. So we're going to be bringing you full day of bowling action, and then following that on Monday, we're going to be at the Memorial Day Sweeper at Concord Lanes, both of those events at Concord.
Nice. I'm sure Andre will be there, my son.
And what's great about that tournament is that we do, if you actually type exclamation point extra life in the chat, I'll get you a link. We're doing Extra Life, which is fundraisers for Children's Miracle Network. And Dan Beeman has been kind enough to donate $1 for every bowler towards Extra Life, so we can, and that money stays in St. Louis, Cardinal Glennon, SSM, St. Louis. It's just a pleasure to be a part of. Last year we had a $200 goal. We did a 24-hour stream. Wound up making $255. We raised our goal this year to $500. So hoping that we can get close to that or exceed that number. And that's going to be a great push too, is that Memorial Day tournament.
Yeah, that's great that you're going to be live streaming that. I mean, the Jaw's a big crowd anyway, and giving people an opportunity that can't be there to come in and watch that and participate in that is really good.
Right. It's I'm sure it's going to be on pace to have over 100 people, and yeah, it's a pleasure to bring. I believe it's 5 events in the last month that we've had bowling wise. So a lot of bowling streams coming at you, basically every week. I think I had last weekend off, but I got 2 next weekend. So yeah, it's a lot of bowling streams. So we do have front 7 down here on lane number 22. It looks like Godfrey Wilson's partner, Dan McCormick, I guess. That's what I got on the roster list.
There's the front 7 on looks like 11 and 12 as well.
Okay, and that's Hollis's partner, I believe. Hollis.
Joey Damon?
Joey Damon, yep.
Okay. So they're starting to string them again.
We got over that second it looks like every even game's a transition, I guess. Yeah, that was kind of cool to get not only to get the 300 the first game on the pair to the right of the live stream, but actually get a live stream pair of 300. I believe that was the first one that we caught on the Part-Time Bowlers Tour.
That was awesome.
I think before that, our high was Billy Goodman at Cape Girardeau in the doubles portion at 289 front 10, and then he left a 3-pin. Kind of looking around, we have standings from game number 3 up, and it looks like Jerry Dwiggins and Eric Zimowski were plus 322 after 3 games. Wayne Gray and Derek Matson right behind him at plus 264. Scott Greiner and Kyle Sherman in third place at plus 263. Greg Getzlow and Chase Rhodes at plus 261. And then rounding out your top 5 was Brian Manini and Tom Hartle Jr. at plus 216. So that's, let's see, what is that? Plus 66 per team, so 233 average to make the top 5 right now. Although it is top 4 step ladders in this one.
Right.
So, and quite the jump too. It looks like a 45 pin jump from 5th to 4th, but then from 4th all the way to 2nd place is only separated by 3 pins after 3 games. Looks like we have front 7 down on the end pair. Lane number 24. We'll keep eyes on that to see who that is. Oh, it looks like that is Scott Pierce from the positioning.
Ooh.
So not much going on the featured pairs, unfortunately. We've got 250 going on for bowler 3 on lane number 19. Couple of 200s. We got 260 possible for. Oh, and there is a second blast 10-pin in a row for Ralston on the left-hand lane.
Yeah, the strings are broken on 11 and 12. There's another solid 10 there. At the front 7.
That's Joey Damon down there that had that front 7.
So the only string we got going is on 23 and 24.
Right. 290 possible on 21 and 22. And Ralston misses the 10-pin. Yeah, it's not only been a game of getting to the pocket, but getting to the pocket and getting that carry. I mean, there's some bowlers out there that are throwing really good games and just not getting all 10 pins down. So I have Brandon Pierce up here on lane number 15. Brandon kind of implementing a little bit of loft. Not lofting over the gutter, but just getting ball clearing through the heads. Has a potential 257 left. Ray Spink coming up on lane number 19. And if I saw it correctly, Ray is wearing the old school Rhino shirt. I don't know if that's been an original or if that's with the remake, but kind of cool to see the Rhino logo.
Yeah,
Rhino Pro.
I'm keeping a lot of my old shirts in the closet just in case they come back.
Right.
I got some Turbo shirts.
I mean,
Turbo X.
They did just come out with the Turbo R, I guess it is, that they just announced a couple of days ago. So you got your Turbo series back again. One that I'm really actually kind of surprised that I haven't seen yet is the Crush series.
Well, that's true. Yeah, you're right.
You would think that they would. I mean, I know that they kind of had Crush R's and things like that at Sports Authority, but I guess when I went in there a few years ago, yeah, that's what I saw was Crush R's. But they were not red. They were definitely like almost like what's the series that the Cyclone colors.
Order 107.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to remember I've got an Aftershock shirt that I still have that I actually put my name on the back of that for some PBA stuff, and or you know what, it's not the Aftershock, it's the Quake. That's what it was. You want to talk about a great like combination of releases at a certain point, man. You know me and my old equipment though. I love the vintage. I still carry the original Triton Elite. I was a little upset that they re-released it because I've been throwing that for I've been carrying that about a year and a half now.
You know, just off the TV pair, Christine Gill, she's on a 6-bagger right now. I think 265 she goes off.
It's on the left-hand lane right now. Yes, she's got 3 spares in a row. Oh, and another streak broken. Wow. By an absolute solid 10-pin.
You know, she's in her first year on the PWBA, and she's home on break right now from that. I guess while the Queens is going on, they're taking a break. But Christine's a fine young bowler from the Illinois area. She's bowling with Jim Hines, one of the senior touring pros. And she's a real force once she gets the ball rolling.
Yeah, very solid game. I know.
She's really solid.
She had a pretty good run at Dubowl when she bowled the part-time bowlers tour there for the makeup that we had a couple months ago. She could strike here for 244. Her partner can strike out for 212. Brandon Pierce coming up on Lane number 16, going for 3 in a row. Like we said, he's lofting it, trying to clear those heads, and just gets it a little bit outside. Hits that dry zone, goes high, leaves a 3-pin, but his partner also working on a 267 pace, so nice little game for them, possible.
Don Griffin down on 21 is on a pace for 290.
Scott Pierce is on front 9 as well, on 23 and 24. That's really it, though, as far as looking up and down. I don't really see much of a string going. I mean, a couple 260s, 250s, which by no means is a bad score, but just right now, people are just popping off. Mark Hood throwing 3 in a row. He's got 249 left on 19 and 20 on our Hammer featured pair.
Kind of pulling double duty here, Ricky. I'm getting messages on Facebook from one of my juniors that I coach. His mom, he's in that Arnold Bowl today in the Junior Gateway, and
nice.
He is in step ladders.
Oh, very nice.
So he's got an opportunity to win another event down there, and I'm getting updates constantly. And we'd asked a couple questions about. We talked about Spencer earlier, so I asked his mom just for the straight dope, just exactly what it was. Spencer's 15 years old, and he's got 20. These are just the sanctioned ones. 24 300s and 9 800s so far.
Goodness.
And they're not all on a house shot. They're not all on.
Well, I want to say that I just saw, I think it was Chase was live streaming from St. Charles Lanes. I think they had a regional, either regional or regional qualifier, something that was on a tough pattern, probably about a month and a half, 2 months ago, and Spencer shot 300 with Chase live streaming it.
He's a kid special. He's very special. Derek Matson's having a really good day. Derek Matson's on lane 17, and
gosh,
now he's going to finish this game with 239. But Derek was one of the guys that threw a team together last night, around 10 o'clock. Was fortunate enough to be able to pull a bowler. He didn't know.
Yeah.
And the chemistry is okay, and then it's working out for him. They're after game 3, they're in second place. I was just checking to see if we got an update on our standings.
And with the strike here, that'll put him at like 1080, 1090, I'm sorry, 1280, 1290 for 5 games. Which is,
I think this is his low game.
Yeah, 239. Wow.
So the new totals are up after 4.
Okay. And
right now it is still Dwiggins, Sismowski after 4 with plus 436. Matson and Gray Matson in second at 356. Getzler Rhodes have moved up to third in 351. And in fourth is Griner Sherman at 306. Just out of the roll-off at fifth is Manini and Partle Jr. at 293. Hood and Ralston are hovering around there at 286, just 7 pins back. And Taylor and Taylor are starting to make their move.
And is that on the Part-Time Bowlers Tour Facebook?
No, what that is, you'll find that at www.grandprixtours.com.
I'll go ahead and shoot that link in the chat room so you guys can get a look at that. And now we just had a Grand Prix doubles over 50, under 50 a couple of weeks ago, right?
Just a couple of weeks ago, yes.
Is the Roy Adams and Tom Partle were the teams there, but it doesn't look like that. Is that their team down there? Okay. It looks like Scott Pierce is on front 11 going for his 12th shot. Let me see if I can get down there real quick.
Scott Pierce is making the approach right now.
There it is, 300.
300 for Scott Pierce.
So that is the third 300 of the day?
I think it's a four. I think
I
it's
thought
a
it's
fourth.
Fourth? Okay.
Yeah, we had one each of the first 3 games. What's that website again, Grand?
www.grand, G-R-A-N, pre-tours.com.
You got to do better. That's pretty close on relining that up. Let me get that.
That's not bad.
Yeah, we'll go back to our split because we still have bowling going on 15 and 16 and 19 and 20 on that Hammer featured pair. Under that beautiful Hammer banner.
Yeah, we're very fortunate to have the folks at Hammer that have really, we were just fledgling, starting up tour, and Rob Gottschall, Randy Schickert, they took a chance with us, and I don't think we've let them down. We've done what they've asked us to do. We promote the brand. We put a good product on the table for them. Since then, I've gotten an opportunity to meet Dave Wadka and Sean Morris, who's our regional representative, and just a great group of people out of Hopkinsville. Just really happy with everything they're doing for us. They've really stepped up for us. They've made it possible for us to have a championship at the end of each year, where we pay $5,000 to the winner. Last year, Tim Barron took that home, and it was really kind of a special moment. You ask these guys win these big events. Little Gabe, I think he wasn't even 2 years old yet, took off running out across the approach and jumped up in his dad's arms. It was special.
We had a nice little hammer plug earlier with Chase Rhodes' 300.
Pulling with the Pink Widow, yes.
Yep. That was the first one of the day. Mark Hood and John Ralston both putting up 230s, 238, 236. It's a nice 474 for them. This pairing right here on 15 and 16 have a pretty good game going.
Don Griffin's going to end this game in the 260s. Looks like he left a 7-pin.
That's a good game down there. That could get them to 500. Tubman going for 247 as well. See on the right side of your screen, carrying a trying Messenger going over for it. Forgot what it was going to say though. And 240 and a 200, so this is a possible 440 for this team on the bottom of 15 and 16 right here. That's a pretty good shot right there.
You better not be watching all the score.
And earlier in this game, that 7 spare, you'll see that the bowler 3A, he's got Pin Action Pro Shop on his shirt, throwing at a 2-4-5, chops the 2-5 off the 4, 5-pin comes back. Nice pin action there, so it making his shirt even a better promo for him.
And great finish by Andy Stone. Andy Stone through the last, 4 in a row to get to 200. He threw the last 4, and Scott Merritt shot 240, so 440 for their team that time. Andy started out really rough, split, 7 spare split, but he hung in there and got that.
Got their team to a plus as well, 440. Looks like Sherman's having a rough game right now.
He's struggling a little bit this game. I think he's over under maybe.
And I mean, with that big transition from the inside to the outside, I mean, we're talking how the pattern basically goes from on paper it looks like a 7-to-1, but if you look from 10 to 10, it's actually more of a flat pattern from the inside.
Hey, we're going to lose Johnny here. He's going to be a dad for a while. He's going to go watch his boy ball.
Hey, not a problem, Johnny. It's been a pleasure having you in the booth with us.
I can't thank you enough for coming down and helping us like you do, John, and supporting us. And you follow Andre around. And you know, I'll tell you, from one father to another, you've got a fine young man there. He represents you very well.
I appreciate it. And anytime you need somebody on here, I'll be glad to help.
Oh, well,
Awesome.
You're accepted.
All right. Thanks, Rick. Thanks.
Thank you. So we're going into game number 6 now on the Part-Time Bowlers Tour. Over under 50s doubles on the Big Ben pattern. Like we said, the Big Ben is 44 feet, 24 mils. A lot of oil on the inside. On the outside, not so much. We have a...
Should get Ryan Stubblefield to come over and sit with you. You know Ryan? College bowler.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so we have a couple more people coming in the booth throughout the day today. It sounds like we're going to be joined again here in just a few minutes. Go ahead and put the pattern up on the screen. Let me copy this over real quick, show you guys what we're bowling on today. The Kegel Big Ben pattern, which is right here. So we have 44 feet, and like we said, it is it looks like a 7-to-1 on paper, but if you go from 10 to 10, it turns into a 1.72 to 1 pattern, which makes it pretty tough. You want to make sure to use that free hook, but unfortunately, it can definitely turn against you on that one. So we'll keep an eye on what the transition brings. What's up, man? Ryan. What's up, Ryan? Yeah, you're good to go on here. All right, we got Ryan Stubblefield joining us. How you doing, Ryan?
Good. How about you?
Good. How's the day been? You get a chance to watch the bowling so far?
Yeah, I just got here about 20 minutes ago, so I've been kind of watching people. Watch Pete for a little bit, Kyle. Was watching Ray that game. He kind of struggled.
Yeah, it looks like he had a little bit of issue getting the actual shape to make shape on the pocket.
I'm seeing a lot of people kind of struggle. They're getting a lot of 9 counts. They're just not having that ball reaction that will produce a 250.
Yeah, it's and I was just pointing out how the pattern on paper, it says that it's a 7-to-1, but I mean if you look from that 10 to 10, it turns real quick into a 1.7 to 1 ratio, which makes it a tough outing out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of oil in the middle.
And so that's going to make it to where if they try and make that move inside and they don't get it out enough, you're gonna be hitting basically a flat pattern. You got to put it.
Yeah.
You got to be splitting boards out there.
Yeah, a lot of people are 280 and then 3/610, so it's not good ball reaction. So Getzlow hit his ball at 360, and they're striking today. But yeah, he's playing right with a strong asim or symmetric with a bunch of surface. So.
Wow. And you'll see he is on the left split of your screen right now as we got bowling resuming on 15, 16, and 19 and 20. So we'll bring you split screen action. Yeah, it seems like every 2 games, every even game, we're hitting a transition and seeing a lot of 2-8, 2-8-10s, a lot more splits happening.
Oh yeah.
And I mean that's just to be expected. Not a crazy amount of oil out there. I mean, if you look at it, it's kind of basically a 39-foot pattern.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a lot of buff. But that twice as much forward as there is backwards. It's just everything is screaming carry down.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising at all that we're going to see a lot of 2-8 combinations, but also if you get it right in that hook zone, probably a lot of 6 and 5 counts through the face.
Yep. I was just gonna say his shot just missed to the right.
Yeah, it didn't look like it tried to really
Didn't do anything.
much. I believe that's Jeff Patterson.
Yeah.
And he's no stranger to making the ball hook, so to see him leave a washout,
exactly.
that's probably telling them something real quick.
In the center, it's already tight to begin with, so putting out this pattern, there's going to be a bunch of carry down.
And hooks too much at the spare.
Yeah. They're tricky.
And we do have Tim Barrett and Pete Weber on the featured pair this time around, 19 and 20. Barrett just released on lane number 20, goes high. And Pete getting ready on lane 19. We also have Shea Benbender on 17 and 18. So I'm guessing 15 and 16 is going to kind of pace play a little slower because they are down a team.
Yeah, they only have 2 teams.
So we may just go ahead and bring you action from 19 and 20 until we start getting that pace going on here. It looks like one of our 300s that was rolled, Chase Rhodes, is on 15 and 16 this time around. You see on the right-hand side of your screen, Kyle Sherman. Kyle looked like he was struggling with some over-under.
Yeah. And he's still got it there in the strike.
And that's not surprising. I mean, especially going through all of this with you've got everybody throwing left to right. It's going to, down here at the end of this pattern is going to be rough to figure out
not very friendly.
What's going to give you the right ball reaction that you're looking for.
Yeah, it seems like people are finding it for about 5 frames, and then it disappears, and they turn it into a 220.
Right.
2 teens, so.
And I'm kind of surprised that I haven't seen I kind of called earlier in the day that the transition was going to be go to urethane and move right. And I haven't really seen that much.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either. Some people are playing right with some weaker balls and weak hand positions, and they are scoring. I haven't seen any urethane go down the lane yet.
And you would think, I mean, just looking at this pattern, it kind of screams like urethane around the 10-12 area and getting it right, just because of that kind of free hook, you know. But urethane's not going to be as much give you that 5 through the face reaction. It's going to give you the 2 pins and the light 10s.
Predictable ball reaction. Who's Shea bowling with?
Let's see. Shea is bowling with Kevin Trump.
Oh, okay.
And let's bring up the standings, see if they. So after game 4, they are in 15th place at plus 172.
Wiggins and Sismowski.
Yeah, they're on. I saw Eric.
I just saw him, I thought.
Yeah. He looked like he opened the first frame. Oh, he may be on our featured pair. They may be the second bowlers on 15 and 16. Let's see, who is he bowling with? Oh, Dwiggins. No, I haven't seen Dwiggins.
They might be on the low end. Yeah, Scott Pierce just shot 299 on 23 and 24 last game.
He didn't carry the
No, I think he left a 10 pin.
Ah, man.
Yeah.
I was running back and forth, so I thought I saw him carry, but maybe he was just hopeful for a for another 300. Which we finally caught one on a live stream there. We had to turn it first game for Stephen Taylor's 300, but then Chase Rhodes shoots one on our hammer featured pair, throwing hammer, the Pink Widow.
Pink Widow. There's a lot of scores with that ball.
Yeah, 15 and 16. They're just. I think what they're doing, and this is actually a really smart play, is they're picking a bowler from a different pair and keeping pace with them, so that they keep pace with everyone else.
That's a good idea, yes.
And I know that we used to do that too on just like leagues and stuff like that. The scratch leagues where we would move after every game. We'd kind of pick pace and make sure that
we don't have to wait too much after each game.
And we kind of hit that last week too on the Midnight Bowler Society. We had some people that were, kind of keeping that pace, but then because there were some that had 3 and some that had 4.
Yeah.
Tim Barron up on 19 and 20 now. Let's go ahead and go back to the split screen here.
Well, he didn't like that very much.
But he's still playing up the outside, and if he can keep that area for 8 games, I mean, we're on 6 of 8, and he's still right.
Yeah.
So that's I think that's going to hold for him pretty much the rest of the day. But he's got to make sure not to try and make something happen out there.
Yeah.
If the move says move left, then
move left.
Right.
Don't test it. I saw Kyle. He might be further left than everybody else. He's 3-stepping.
Yeah. We'll go ahead and get him into frame here in just a second, kind of show how far left he is. We should be able to pick him up on our 19 and 20. Yeah, you see him on the right-hand side of your screen right there in front of the ball return. And I think he's just trying to find that reaction, and it's better there, but it's still kind of pushing away from the pocket.
I think he's trying to take advantage of the oil in the middle, and that way if he misses left, they're just all hold,
right,
and he can still strike.
And with such a huge ratio difference between the inside and the outside, he can kind of wheel it out. He's just got to make sure to project it right, though, because if he pulls it in at all, like you said, it's gonna push. But basically, if I'm reading this right, every board is about 5 feet longer going in until you hit like, what is that, like 12, 14, somewhere around there,
something like that.
So a lot of difference between you gotta be close.
Yes, for
on this
sure.
pattern.
It will not give it to you. You got to earn it.
And so it's kind of surprising how high the scores have been, but I think that over these last few games, we're really going to see a change of scoring pace, and it's going to be kind of typical for the Midnight Bowlers, the Part-Time Bowlers Tour, where the last game, like clockwork, the last game has brought somebody from 6th, 7th, and 8th, and they shot well, and the other people shot enough to where they get in the step ladders.
Yeah, when I walked in, I was pretty surprised at the scores. I thought they would be a little lower because of the pattern they put out, but people took advantage of it.
And looking at the standings, I mean, 4th place in right now is at plus 306, so that is is that a little under 240 average?
Yeah, just under.
And then, but right under that, I mean, all the way to 7th place is only 24 pins behind. Now, you do see a jump from 7th to 8th at a 43 pin difference, but, I mean, that's still attainable, especially with a doubles crew right there. That's 2 games that you get make up.
Yep. Oh, wow.
That's an
8-10 from the Wiggins.
And I knew we saw Eric close. The monitor was just blocking us.
Right in front of us.
And the bowler on 19 kind of has a similar starting approach that Eric has too, but one keeps going and one stops.
Yeah. Getzlow and Rhodes. Are they the ones that won last tournament? Getzlow and Rhodes? Or did they qualify first?
I think they qualified first. It looks like the doubles, it was Tom Hartle and Roy Adams.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, they Getzlow and Rhodes got second in that. Yeah, it looks like Adams and Hartle climbed the ladder a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, they did. They put up some scores, 503.
Not a bad little run right there.
Not at all.
If you want to get hot, that's the time to do it.
Oh, yeah. I think I saw Tom bowling with Brian
Manini.
Manini, yeah.
And I saw Roy Adams. I thought bowling with someone else too.
Yeah, he's with. He's right
Boyer.
here.
Oh, okay.
Boyer.
Scott Boyer. Okay. Or not Scott Boyer. No, Jeremy Boyer.
Jeremy Boyer.
Scott Boyer is the left-hander, which I don't think we see him today.
I don't think so. Eddie Bird's down there hooking the whole lane with the idol.
No, you're kidding me.
Yeah.
Eddie's hooking the lane? What?
What a surprise.
It's not like he puts hand in the ball or anything.
Yeah.
And there's Weber after 2 10 pins on the live stream pair. Comes back and that was a great shot. Throwing a strike.
See if Tim can get on track.
And I feel like, I mean, even though Barron does put a lot more revs on the ball, they can kind of keep each other in play. Say like that's a really good 1-2 combination right there. You see Barron throwing throwing pins over to take out the 10 pin.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's really educated. He's awesome to talk to about bowling.
Yeah. And I mean, it shows too. Like,
oh yeah.
I mean, he's been having a lot of success over the last few years.
Oh, look at him.
And Rhodes
throwing pins.
A lot of wood being thrown around on this live stream pair. Comes up and gives them the old what is it, the sidewinder?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we got Joey Damon up on lane number 20. Threw a strike to open, threw a couple of spares off of that, threw a strike.
Shea gets
and his partner throwing a double. Got some bass going around here.
Yeah.
It's amazing how like little bit of a tap is gonna come through on these. Usually it's pretty shock mounted and everything, but yeah, every little.
You hear everything.
And we had some animation coming through on Johnny and Rich earlier in the booth, and they were talking, and they would just be banging a little bit. They had themselves a little soundtrack going on up here.
That's awesome.
So something that we've noticed over the last few games is that, like, the first few games out, big strings to start, but looking around, I mean, there's not.
Yeah, I think that carry down happens, and they start to lose carry, and they might 10 pin or 7 pin, and they just don't quite make or stay ahead of the adjustments.
Yeah, that transition is coming. I mean, like we said, like every other game.
Yep.
And so makes it tough.
Yeah, you got to stay ahead of it. Hooked right by the 3-9.
And the bad part is that we've seen a lot of people come through on the live stream pairs that are hitting pocket, getting to the pocket, but not getting the carry as well. That's a major factor today.
Oh yeah.
And Chase Rhodes for 3 in a row, just throwing pins again.
Black Widow pink.
Say something about it. It's stuck on it.
All right, that's the last time we talk about Chase Rhodes on the live stream today.
We're in an 8-10 next shot.
I wish I had something to come back with, but I really have nothing right now.
Yeah.
Chase has been having a pretty good run lately.
Yeah, he's been bowling well. So is his partner.
And he said that he was throwing a 360?
Yeah, he put a haywire at a 360.
Wow.
I talked to him last week about this pattern, and I was like, yeah, you put a ball at 500, play right, and you guys will strike. He put it at 360, and he's striking. So
going full circle, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's something that I found. I mean, like we were saying, this pattern, it says 44 feet, but it's pretty much a 39-foot pattern when you're the long and short of it. And I know that, especially with this huge concentration of oil, putting something like that up to 360, because there's such a four-board difference here down lane is going to get you an extreme amount of difference. So putting it to 360 probably gives them a lot less reaction difference between the miss down lane.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have a lot of hand, so he basically just uses all the oil in the middle part of the lane and the surface to go, make the ball go through the pins, and he's just able to stay there all day, keep himself in play.
And I mean, if he lays down, you know, in the 12 area, he's hitting oil a lot of the way down.
Yep.
So let's take a look and see whereabouts he's at. So he is setting down about 18.
Yeah, he's
getting it out to like 14 at the arrows, and then probably about 9 or 10 break points. So
it looks really good.
Yeah.
He's guaranteeing himself 9 almost every shot just by doing that. Rather, other people are splitting whenever they miss. He's keeping himself in the pocket.
Right.
I think I might be seeing a little more strikes this game from a couple teams.
Yeah, it's kind of throwing off our whole transition thing here.
Yeah, it's like some people are striking and then some people are really struggling. So we'll see how this game turns out.
So I'm going to see if we can do something here real quick on the live stream that we have not done before. I'm going to pick a pair and see if I can actually overlay, for the most part, the pattern. I doubt I'm going to be able to do this, but we'll go for it. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Did Chase just go Brooklyn? I think he went Brooklyn.
If it wasn't on the live stream, then I don't know if it counts. What, Chase actually saying something, not being quiet this time around?
Yeah, what a shocker.
Yeah, it's weird. It's not great, but it's gonna give an idea. Yeah, that's not gonna work at all. Never mind.
That's interesting. Never seen that.
It's just the angles on the. It's not gonna allow it.
Yeah. 10 barrel with 3 in a row. See if
we'll throw it over. We'll see how it looks. He's CPED's. He's surprised that he. Yeah, that's not good at all.
it's hard to get the angle.
We tried
to match it.
Yeah, it's pretty much impossible at this point.
Yeah.
If we could just skew it a little bit, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Oh well. All right, we'll go back to ours. Trying something new. You know, you gotta always try and have
experiment. Jerry Dwiggins looking for his first strike.
And those guys were in second, I believe.
Yeah, they were striking, so this must be a tough pair for him.
Actually, they were leading after 4 games.
Wow. Matson and Gray.
And I mean, not a terrible game by any means. They Dwiggins still has 256. Jamowski still at 226. So I mean, that's a 480. That'll keep him up there. And Rhodes, after going Brooklyn last frame,
Stubbs a 9, and his partner carries the 10.
Wait a minute. We just caught Gutslow carrying a messenger on stream.
Oh, that's crazy.
That'll be a first for him.
Oh, yeah.
We'll let him know. Hollis up on the left-hand lane.
Yeah, it is.
Tell Greg that we caught his messenger on live stream. He can look at it. Greg caught his messenger on live stream.
Order 117.
So Billy Nutshammer coming up on lane number 19.
Late 4-pin.
Okay. I see it now. All the way up to this time, the senior bowler has been on the left-hand lane, and I'm like, give me an ID. He's over 50.
Yeah.
They're one of the only teams that have swapped things around a little bit.
Yeah.
But I guess it doesn't really make a difference with the teams actually moving, with each other one pair to the right for each game.
Yeah, if they're staying together, it's not much of a deal.
And Kyle going 2 strikes in a row on the right-hand lane, but 3 spares in a row on the left, so that left lane giving him trouble. I know he's gone high at least two times. I think actually coming out, he left a 2-4 light, and then now he's gone high the last 2 frames, so I wonder if he's thinking that he saw something that first shot and making the adjustment for it.
Yeah. Might be a ball change or something on that lane.
And it's easy to do that too, to come in and see something on the first shot and then go, oh man, they're hooking less down here, and then you make that adjustment and you come to find out there was just a little fluke going on there.
Yep. Maybe didn't make the best shot you could have, and something anomaly happened, you know. And there's it.
So Getzlow and Rhodes going on pretty good pace here. We got
yeah.
a 270 and a 259 left, so that's a 529 possible.
That's the highest game I see around a couple of pairs.
Got front five
Yeah, who is
down there.
that?
That's Andre's partner. Let's see who his partner is. Rob Johnson.
Bob Johnson.
Rob on front five. Andre 270 pace, 3 in a row down there. And Pete Weber, after going 3 in a row, 9 pin on the right-hand lane.
See if his partner can keep him up.
Tim Barron made that move, 4 in a row now.
I think he ball changed. He's not throwing that idle anymore. I don't know what he's throwing.
I wonder if they realize that this isn't the Midnight Bowler Society and they can bowl more than 2 balls now. Joey Damon coming up on the left. I feel like they were in the hunt there a few games ago. Let's see where they're dropped to 14th, it looks like, at plus 173. But like we said, a big collection of bowlers within 30, 40 pins of each other. I mean, you pop off a big game, you're going to be moving up. Getzlow and Rhodes trying to make themselves
they're trying to make
up.
that jump, yeah.
After 4, only 5 pins separate them from Madsen and Gray. Oh, and that is what we call a fast 8.
Oh, yeah. And with the leaders right next to him not having the best game,
You're right.
they can really make some ground up.
Yeah, I mean, after 4, they're 85 pins out, but yeah, like you said, especially with 2 bowlers, 85 pins is definitely attainable game for game. And Getzlow, that ball read really early. It looks like he may have pulled it in. Just did not get it out like he's been the last few. Rhodes covering the spare. Still a good game, though.
Yeah, I've seen Shea 10-pin 4 times this game already. He's maxed out at 224 if he throws 4 in a row. Lamb picks a spare, but it's hard to make your ball go through the pins on this pattern.
Right. When you finally get that shape, yeah, it's it seems like when you especially if you're trying to hook the ball, you just can't get that the angle that you need without going like face in 3 to 5 counts, you know.
Yeah.
But there's Twiggins putting 10 back for 3 in a row. He still has 256 going off the sheet, and Zermowski up on the left-hand lane. We'll go ahead and bring him into your live stream pair right here. Goes high for a 4-6-10, and I don't know whether he felt like he threw that ball bad or whether that was a reaction that he just was not expecting.
Honestly, I thought it was pretty good, and then it hooked a lot down lane. So, but he's been struggling on that left lane. He struck every time on the right lane. So,
and Pete Weber trying to get his string back going on lane number 19. Trips out the 7 a little late, but all in all, reaction he was looking for.
Yeah.
Or maybe not the reaction, but the result that he was looking for. Yeah, it just seems like people are chasing other bowlers that have already kind of tore up the middle part of the lane, gotten left. It seems like it's not uncommon to see, like, you know, Sherman being far left, and I've seen a few others playing that as well. So the bowlers are kind of chasing each other now and going into maybe spots that they haven't seen that reaction, and then they catch a pair that somebody's been playing that a game or two, and it's just a completely different look because now they're going high. They're not getting that, because usually they're looking at getting kind of a fade reaction, tripping that too late. Now it's shaping up and it's going high, so it's going to be tough to make that adjustment. And even that might be an example down there on lane number 20. Barron leaves a 2-8, which, I mean, you should kind of be able to see that coming. And he looks back like, what do I have to do? What did I do?
It's pretty demanding, and then you see people go through the face and split like he just did on 19.
And even though we have had a 300 down there, 19 and 20 being our relatively low-scoring pair, and that's where the finals are going to be held at today. So
oh, really?
It's going to be interesting.
That will be interesting.
Chase doubles up in the 10th. Puts him in the 230s. Greg coming up for his first shot in the 10th. Max score of 248. That was a better shot right there.
Yeah, that was really good.
Didn't need any help, no messengers, no nothing.
So they have about 490. About
48, yeah, 70,
500.
80, yeah, 87, so
Yeah.
490, yeah. And look how far left Kyle Sherman is. You're going to be able to see him throw the shot on the right-hand side of your lane, or in your stream.
Yeah.
It just seems like the ball is getting to the spot and just doesn't have
Yeah,
it.
it just wiggles down lane. Not really what he's looking for.
And I'm kind of surprised that he stuck with that ball as long as he has.
Yeah.
Rhodes strikes out in the 10th for 239. And your leaders after 4 games, Zermowski and Dwiggins.
He gets the 7 out late.
Zermowski throws a strike right there, 194 max score for him. Dwiggins goes high, leaves a 610. And spare it up, still has 234 off the sheet. Gets with the 4-pin. Yeah. Netzhammer throws a strike. 248 left off the sheet. Him and his partners seem like they have a pretty decent look throughout the game today. 238 left for his partner.
I was going to say Rob Johnson and Campos, they have a good game still. 270 and 270, so if they strike out.
Yeah, I guess 549's, I mean,
that's all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to compare it a little bit to the standings.
Yeah.
So let's see if Barron can get back on it. Lane number 19 looks pretty good off his hand. 10 carries a little late, but no chance of leaving it right there. It was gone by the time the ball cleared the pins.
I'm seeing a whole mixture of different types of balls. People are throwing strong balls. People are throwing weak weak symmetrics. Just trying to figure out which balls will score the best, and I can't really tell. People are, it's like hit or miss each game.
And not only that, but complete zone differences too. I mean, there's no one look today that's really far outdoing the other.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for somebody that's just like striking at will. And I mean, Getzlow and Chase Rhodes, they're close. They've been striking all day. But
they're close, but look how different the shot is too. I mean, you got Getzlow throwing a 360 haywire, kind of keeping it in the oil. And then you got Chase throwing a pretty shined up
Black Widow pink. It's really weird.
Hard up the outside.
Yeah.
Oh, Damon gets a little bit right. I mean, that's easy to do on this pattern too. You're trying to get it right so early, or keep it in, but get it out to that, and it's easy to open up your angles a little bit too much, and that costs the price right there. Oh, Brooklyn for Shea on that one.
I think he has 2-0 left. 2-0, and his partner has 240.
Yeah.
Or 40.
46, and so that's plus 50. That's about pace, I would say.
Where are they at in the standings? Oh, they're in 15th, so.
But like we said, from 15th to 12th is 6 pins. So.
Have a good game next game, and they'll be all right.
And now I'm thinking that it's a 1-4 payout for the tournament, so that would be top 8, I guess, maybe 9, depends. Yeah, they didn't have it on here, but
yeah, I think it is 1 and 4.
So top 8 plus a little bonus. And we were talking about, this is one of the few tournaments that I've heard of where the senior bowlers all-in action actually outweighs the under 50 crowd. Usually it's the opposite of that, but yeah, the over 50, I guess we can't really call them senior bowlers. The over 50 bowlers have the opportunity to get in their whole set of brackets plus the under 50 brackets too. So and they did max them out at 100 brackets on each side. So
it's awesome to see.
I think the all-in number was 1110 for the under 50, and let's see, we got it here. Yeah, all in for seniors was 1660, and all in for the open was 1160. They had individual brackets and team brackets, $10 for each team bracket, and you had a max of, I guess it's 100. Yeah.
Yeah, 100. Wow. You're gonna have some people making a lot of money and some people losing a lot of money.
Right.
That's for sure. Sopolis and his partner have a good game. I don't know where they're located in standings, but
take a look and see. Sopolis currently in 9th place after 4 games. They're at 229 over. They're about 122 pens out, but it seemed like they've been catching something the last few games. So.
Yeah. They finish out the 10th good. They'll have a nice 500. That'll move them up.
And Weber in the 9th frame goes high, leaves a 3-6-9-10, converts the spare, has a max score of 234. Barron, his partner, 245, so that puts him at 79 over for the game if they strike out. Oh, and a late 8-pen carry for Zermowski, but that is a tough game at 174, but his partner could strike out, still put him at +8 for the game.
Oh, another messenger over there.
And you want to talk about a team that is a different combination of styles. You got Jerry Dwiggins and Eric Zermowski.
Yeah.
Dwiggins hard straight up the outside, and Zermowski left-hander, hooks it a lot, and nice and, I mean, I wouldn't say slow, but throwing a lot more aggressive equipment.
Yeah. They strike, though. They know their games very well.
And Boyer on the left just doesn't get the shape.
I've seen a lot of that. People think they make okay shots, and they just 2-8 or 2-4-8. It's crazy. Carry down.
Yeah. Although what is different about that is usually when you're seeing that kind of reaction, you see a lot of 10 pins accompanying it. It doesn't seem like I've seen many 2-8-10s or 2-4-8-10s.
The 10's always fallen for what it looks like. I haven't seen, like you said, a 2-10 at all.
It's just making up for the people just absolutely welding 10 pins.
Exactly.
Good conversion for Boyer there, though. Can still shoot 233. His partner Adams can shoot 209 with the last 3 here. So Campos coming up on 21 right now. Going to the 9th frame, can shoot 247. His partner has a 9 count up on 22. Or I'm sorry, 21. No, 22. And still in the 240s, I believe. Yeah, so they could shoot 470, 480, somewhere around there.
Good game. Still the 10.
I'm anxious to see the changes in the standings. Oh, here we go. Game number 5, Dwiggins and Zermowski still in first place by 69 pins over Getzlow and Rhodes. But let's take a look here. +8 for them and +71. So that's 63 pins making up right there. That's so they're only ahead by 7 pins now.
Wow, that got close.
And like we said, with 2 bowlers bowling each game, I mean that's a makeable difference right there. We got Wayne Gray and Derek Matson in 3rd place at +405. Hood and Ralston, Mark Hood and John Ralston, plus 360. So that is 180 a man, so 236 average to make your cut right now. And Don Griffin and Ben Tubbin making their way to top 5 at plus 304. Sherman and Griner down there, they were at 300 going into this game in 6th place, but it looks like they are dropping quick.
Yeah, not the best game.
That's Hammer with 3 in a row, still has 248 left. His partner looking at a 9 count in the 11th frame, 227, so that's going to be a 470 for them. They're sitting in 16th place right now, plus 207. That'll put them at 270-ish, which should put them like top 12, 13, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And did you see that reaction from Kyle?
I didn't see it.
Kyle throws the shot, lets it get about 3/4 of the way down, and he is turned completely away from it like it's done.
He knows it.
And then flush 10 back, and he looks at it like, how the heck did that just happen? And that's kind of the whole thing about this pattern right now, is that you think you make a good shot and you 248, and then you think you make a terrible shot and you flush 10 back.
Yeah.
That's Hammer's got something going though. 248 right here. That puts him in the 240s.
Yeah, he got away with one there. He missed in and it tripped out the 4-pin. But
yep. And those are the reactions that you got to look for.
Yeah.
You got to get those. You got to be able to get those breaks.
Yeah.
And speaking of, I mean, yeah, Pete trying to stay further right, I would say, than you would think that he would be at this point, but
slower speed, it's not matching up very well. He might need to move left and make a ball change.
Yeah, because that's 2 shots in a row that have been just, I mean, not only just high, but just not even, didn't even look close.
Yeah, not really close.
Although he looked like he thought that he made a good shot, and that was going to carry down and hit pocket, but. And I feel like he even had that same reaction on lane 19 in the 9th frame when he went high for a 3.6910.
Yeah. Partner can strike out for 240.
That's a good shot off his hand right there.
I think he ball changed to a Halo Pearl. I think that's what that is.
And Pete not only striking, but coming in light and striking. He looks a little frustrated about that game. I mean, 223 is not bad, but yeah, right there, especially being in the zone. I mean, let's see, where are they at right now?
They were pretty low.
Oh yeah, 22nd, yeah. 159 over.
Yeah, when I first watched him, he was frustrated. He kept getting 9 a lot, and he couldn't carry. So.
Yeah, I know. In our first game, he was having some trouble carrying, and then this game right here, he went 10 pin, 3 in a row, and then not sure what he left in the 7th or 6th.
I think that was a 9 pin.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. So give him those, and he's got 260.
Yeah.
And Barron throwing the last shot to end out our live stream action on game number 6. 245 and 223. That puts him at a 468. So that should move him up a little bit in the standings.
Sapolis and
Jones.
They have 248 and oh wow.
And Sapolis kind of fading to the pocket right now. It seems like it's not really an aggressive ball. He's got a pretty good amount of hand and in the ball. So
I thought that was a good shot, and he with the light 4-pin. That was weird.
Is that the Badger?
Yeah, I think that's that white Badger.
And Jones's partner shoots 247. Sapola's going to shoot in the high 230s. 238 for him.
238.
Looks like it's a 480 for that team right there.
It's not a bad game. It might move them up just a little bit.
Yep, they are in the top 10 right now. Yeah, going plus 85. That's gonna move you there.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like 440, 445 is about the break-even point. Anything over there, you're gonna move up a little bit. Anything under, you're gonna drop. Especially for these last few games.
This was another example where the first 5 frames, it looked like people were gonna kind of have some big games, and then they lost carry and fell off.
All right, kind of tapered off a little bit.
Yeah.
So we get you